So I did not mean to start the episode here, but I just found out something super weird that I had no idea is the case. Let me show you real quick. So you're shifting along. It's normal shift speed, you know, like a snail. But for some reason, if you're shifting and then you're in a trapdoor, you're at walking speed. Maybe, yeah, let me show you. Just kind of like get up, you know, around here. Put it down and then hold down. And you just kind of go. I don't know why this is the case. From what I think what's going on is when you push the trapdoor down and you're shifting, it thinks that you're not shifting anymore, but you're actually still going. Oh, except I walked off the edge. Let me try to do this in third person so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So I'm no longer shifting, but I'm still holding the shift key. So still holding the trapdoor activation key as well, and then moving sideways. Yeah, it just acts like you're walking. That's so weird. I guess back to the server? I don't know why, but one of the things that I do when I'm like about to do something but don't feel like really getting into it yet, I'll get up here and just sort of do this, which is basically how I figured that out, is it doesn't like you shifting in a trapdoor. So it will unshift you. But I just literally found out that I could do that on this, on my fish tank, so that's cool. Hello, my name is Chuck Ross, and I'm messing around in Minecraft Java Coast. And today we're doing a whole bunch of palm trees. So that should be fun. I have a bunch of them already laid out as far as where they're going to go. I think I did that at the end of the episode. And that's going to be interesting. That shouldn't be too bad. The leaves are not fun. It is not incredibly difficult because they're all just sort of like a pattern that you stick to. It's just kind of obnoxious to try to do. I have also been working on laying out a little bit of the path, so I've got the outline laid out. I'd done that before, but that was before I did the dunes. So I've got the new path that kind of comes down this way, turns in here, forks off here for another building, probably. Comes down this way, splits off to go to these two houses, comes around here, goes to that one, and I don't know if I'm putting another small one here or what. Something's going to go here eventually, but I don't know yet. And then, yeah, we're going to meet it back up either from outside of the dunes or coming up the other side, and then we're going to meet over at Skye's path. So that'll be cool. I have also gone ahead and completely torch spammed my entire area, so I will no longer have to run from mobs that are like right under my porch. Unfortunately, with the sand, there isn't really a good block or carpet or something that I can hide the torches under the sand with. Not like with the grass, you can just use like a moss carpet or something, which is what Skye's doing over here, which is obviously a superior look, yeah. And there isn't an option for the sand. I really wish there was. So what I will just have to do is figure out how to make the entire area lit up without looking like it's lit up. I don't know if that's going to be like in the dunes here where I've got the lichen. For like and subscribe. Hey, I'm bringing that back. Okay, I don't know where it went, but I know I had like 3 stacks of jungle logs that I had already set out for this thing, but my storage system is a little bit of a mess, so unfortunately I'm having trouble finding it. Yep, let's just start with this one since this one is kind of closest to out in the open. And I think we're going to keep this one... We'll just go with completely straight on this. Okay. That'll make things a little easier. As far as the height goes, let's just see how it looks with 20. 20 feels a little tall. You know what, though? Actually, looking at this from the ground, that's not a terrible height. I think I might not have the one right up next to the road be 20. I think I might bring this one down by 5, but that's pretty good, actually. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, I think 15 is probably the right height. Maybe we'll just work on the stems for now. Is stems the right word? Trunk is probably the word I should use for that. So individually, I like the height of these. However, because they're on a hill, I kind of want to accentuate the fact that they are actually on a hill. So what I think I'm going to do is bring the ones on the bottom layer down by 2, and then bring the ones closer to the top up by 2. So that should be a difference of like 4. I decided to give them a little bit more of a difference, so this one I brought up by 4. This one I think I'm going to leave where it is. This one... Oh, okay, I didn't quite make it. This one I think I might bring up by 2. And then these ones will come down by 2. And actually, no, I think this one's coming down by 4. And that one's 2. I think that's probably good as far as the height goes. We'll see. I might end up having to do a whole bunch more of these than I originally thought, but we'll have to find out. I think we'll start with this one because I think this one's going to be basically how that is now anyway. Or do I want to give it a slight bend? We'll go straight. We'll just give it a try. Oh, that sucks. I completely forgot. Because we had to reset the world, I don't have all of the leaves that I'd already gotten for that, so... Okay, well, I'll get that done. This is the 3rd time I'm recording this because for some reason I have not been, like, on top of the game today for some reason, but I think I got it this time. So, while I was chopping down jungle trees to get more jungle leaves, I realized the jungle leaves are not the correct use, or they're not the correct leaves to use in this case. While they look okay, I think mangrove is the better option. I think that looks a lot more like palm tree leaves. So that's what we're going with. Fortunately, I already have a whole bunch of those. The next thing I wanted to say is that I decided not to do the straight up one here. I might not even do a straight one at all because it seemed like, at least because this one was so off, so far off to the side, it looked very out of place. So giving all of them a little bit of a bend in some way, I think is probably the way to go. Now, one of the things that I was also looking at is the way that you bend them is very interesting. So as an example, you've got this one, which is just slightly at the top, and then you got this one, which is mostly at the bottom, that kind of comes out over what's going to be the path, which I think will be a really cool look. But then over here, we have 2 that are mostly at an angle, which is also very cool. But what I found is that when you're doing it at the angle, it really needs to overlap a little bit with the logs. And for some reason, it doesn't look like it needs it on the ones that are straight on, like a cardinal direction. Oh, that's Skye. She's flying around. So, like, if I were to come up here, not like that, and do that, to me, that looks too bulky. I might be wrong. Let me know in the comments. But to me, that looks wrong. So for the ones that are on the cardinal directions of each block, what I'm going to do is leave them a little bit of a gap, like this, and then anytime that I'm going at one of the diagonals, I will overlap them by 1 block. I just think that looks better. So that's kind of what I'm doing, and let me get the rest of these up, and then we can come back and do some of the leaves. That'll be fun. Another thing I kind of want to explain is how I'm deciding which side to lean all of these trees on. So as an example, with this one, it's leaning out that way, this one leaning out that way. They're all leaning out from the dune. However, what I want to do is make sure that there aren't like weird, awkward gaps in between the trees. So while this one is leaning sort of this direction, this one is leaning kind of that way, this one is probably going to go straight out with maybe a little bit of an angle to get like an equal distance between those 3. And then over here, these 2 are going straight out this way, mostly because that's the direction of the dune. But then this one will probably come out a little bit, almost exactly on the diagonal. And then with this one, because I've got this one here and this one also leaning out that way, there's a huge amount of space in this way. So I either will bring this one kind of straight out, a little bit of an angle, or I might go towards this tree and then add another tree that comes out at an angle, filling up that space. I haven't decided yet. I'll let you know. The trees themselves are really not that difficult to put together. At least the trunks. I don't know why, but for some reason in my head, I keep wanting to say that palm trees are actually grass, and I'm going to Google that before I decide if that's included or not. But yeah, if you see this, palm trees are actually grass. So that's cool. So we'll take this one. This is going to be, I think, a 12 block one. Let's see. I want this one out kind of in between here. So this is almost going to be on a direct angle. So that's good. So we'll go up. Let's see. Maybe we'll go up 2. And then I'll come down here. Nope. Down 1 more. U. Up 2 more. And then the top. Bring you out 1 more. 1, 2, 3. And then the same thing again. This time I think I'll go up 5. 5. And 1 more, I think, just a little bit. 3, 4. There we go. So then we'll jump down and see how this looks. And what do we got? Yeah, that's pretty good, actually. Okay, yeah, so that's basically how I'm doing this. There's not a whole lot more to it than just kind of the feel of how you want the tree to go. And even the really, really curved ones are surprisingly simple. It's just figuring out where you want the extreme bend. So obviously for this one, I knew that I kind of wanted it to go mostly jutting straight out and then, you know, very straight up at the top. And that was pretty straightforward. You know, just 2, 2, 1, 2, and then however far up you wanted to go. So, yeah, the stems themselves, super easy. Alright, let's try to figure this thing out. So, if I remember correctly, the way that I had this in my test world is I would come around on all of these sides. I would make sure to leave an air gap here. And this is like the core of the sort of palm tree leaves. So from here, I think we'll start with the lowest ones because that's going to be the easiest to do it that way. So for those, I would come down, kind of droop them a little bit, then come up a little bit, starting here. We'll come out a little bit farther. All right, and so far, it's obviously kind of droopy, but that's just the first layer. Next, I think what we do is come up here, and now we're going to go with like the traditional sort of palm tree parts that come up here, come down kind of like that, and then I think there's another one that we're going to put here. I think that's right. All right, and then I think we're going to go a little bit larger on the rest of these leaves here. So I think we're going to actually go up and then 3 more. I think I actually want this to start here instead. And then from here, we do a little bit of the diagonals occasionally. So I think I'm going to call this one here. Before I take down this platform, though, let's take a little bit of a look. I think I need to go back to the drawing board on that one. Weird, right?
That is so weird.
Funny thing is, when you do the... Oh, okay, nope. It actually did it this time. On this one, though, I tried to do, like, the... You know, you can double tap W to go into shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually had me swim on the mud, but...
Huh.
Now it's not doing it anymore. Oh, Kaden pointed out to me that if you fly with the elytra and then crouch when you land, you turn into a... Like, you're actually sprinting. It's like you're full... speed sprinting, but you're crouched.
Huh.
Wait,
yeah.
What?
Hold on, let me see if I can show you.
So you say you fly, you land and crouch.
Well, it's like you do the... It's hard to explain. I couldn't... It took me a second to figure out how to do it. But Kaden...
But you said that you kind of fly with the elytra.
Kind of flew, and then he like crouched and was like sprinting at full speed. It wasn't like he was crouching.
Huh.
And I was able to do it like once, but now I can't remember how to do it.
Because I know that in the... Which is funny because you pointed it out in one of your videos, Chuck, a little while ago when we were in 1.21.4, that they had taken away the whole like coming with the elytra and then you can kind of...
speed up,
the-
and they brought it back.
Yeah, and they brought it back. I think it was in your regular Survivor world that you said that. Was it in the
Yes.
Yeah.
Has
Suma
your
Boys
distraction
website?
for the day.
Sorry,
It's fine.
I interrupted.
No, I
Oh,
I finished
no.
a tree and then I was like, oh, this looks bad, and had to tear it all down. So I need the distraction.
He's kind of in the middle zone of a project.
Yeah.
When you need the distraction the most.
Oh, there, yeah. Now I remember. It's there is a data pack called Silence Mobs. So
Oh. We have that one.
wait, are you serious?
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you hit L, that's like the achievement window,
Okay.
and you see
Yes.
the tab that says Vanilla Tweaks.
Yeah.
So scroll down to the bottom of that one.
Oh, what the heck? Oh,
Yeah, we've
it's
had
there.
it this whole time.
Is it there? Oh. That freaking zombie right next to where I do the zombification thing.
You could have silenced him ages ago.
Man, the palm tree leaves are probably the worst.
Yeah, because you're kind of trying to arch them. Other trees you can kind of do spam,
Yeah.
and then you just kind of shape it. These you have to shape it from the get-go,
Yeah.
and it gets very frustrating if you can't get it to look how you want it to.
Yeah. So for now, I have very, very fancy looking sticks in my sand, but
They're beautiful sticks.
all right. How does that look? That is a good start, actually. Okay. So from here, I think I want to do a couple diagonals on the same level. So I think I'm going to do exactly the same design and then just on the diagonal. So that's 7 total. So we're going to go, okay. I think actually I want to shorten that by 1. The diagonal feels a little too long. So rather than just adjusting the length of the one leaf, I decided to adjust where it starts. So it actually starts a block earlier. And I think that's okay. Let's try one more kind of diagonal leaf up here. And we'll just stop it there. See how that looks. Not too bad. Okay. This side still needs one. This needs to come in quite a bit, actually. Well, that was actually not too bad. Of course, trying to figure out how to actually do them was a little more difficult than I thought, but I really nailed it. I'm gonna be honest. I pretty much nailed it. I mean, you be the judge. Oh, it's so good. Oh man, look at that. Oh, it finally ties all that together. I need to bring them a little bit more into the beach. So like I need to make a couple more. But as far as the dunes go, I think it's pretty good. So the stems, and to answer my earlier question / fact that I gave out, it's kind of inconclusive, I would say. I've seen some people say that palm trees are in fact grass, but then I saw other people saying, actually no. So I'm gonna say it's they're kind of grass, they're kind of not. So who cares? I will actually go over to this side because along the way in the process of making, let's see, I want to say there's 11 on this side. I think there's probably 8 over here. Not important. What is important is that I learned 2 things. Very important. Firstly, I learned that you can actually... Okay. You can actually use the mahogany as the palm tree, and that looks pretty good. It adds just that slightly different color. That when you're talking about, you know, putting a whole bunch of palm trees all over the place, it's good to have a little bit of a difference. So that's what I started doing. And eventually I will go back and swap out a couple of the ones on the other side for some of the... I said mahogany again. I know it. Oh, that was the first thing I learned. The second thing I learned was the very simple method for getting all the leaves down. It is in fact so simple to make one of these things. I'm going to do it right now on camera for you with minimal cuts, hopefully. So if we go up using a little bit of the cheaty cam, you can see that I've generally got them going out of the dunes. It's like the generation. Wow. Okay. The direction that they're leaning is generally out of the dune. This one is a little different because I knew that there was going to be a spot right here that I wanted to fill up. So that's generally what's going on there. This one is probably just going to go straight on, just diagonal out this way. I want it to be a little bit farther out. So I can either move the base down here, which I could definitely do, or I could just plan to have this be a little on the, like very diagonal, very outside. That probably didn't make a whole lot of sense. I'm probably going a little loopy. I've been building just palm trees. That's basically what I've been doing. It's been a lot, but it has been fun. We go there. I think I want to bring them out pretty drastically. So we're going to go, not there, we want it to be here. And I think we'll keep on doing that. And I think about here, I could probably start giving it more of like a upward motion than the just diagonal. So that is going to be, we'll go 3 on this one. I need that. I think that should be good. I guess we'll find out. And then this last one, we're going to go up a little bit, and then we're going to switch to the jungle logs. I need this one for the leaves, and then these 2 for that. So I think we'll go 1 more. Jungle, jungle, wood. Okay, that should be the full shape of the logs. So then here we want to go to the bottom. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. I would love to use like this block here for the coconuts, but for some reason I can't make the mob heads out of the mangrove wood or the jungle wood even. So from here we go and we do that so that we get a little bit of light. And surround that like this. And then I go back down a little bit. And on the level that has the first coconut, we're going to do that. So what I do, just because it's easier to get around the tree this way, I'm going to go ahead and surround it like this. And then on the cardinal directions, we're going to go out from this block 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On this one, we start here and also go out 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will now repeat that on all of these. So then from here, I will either decide if I want to go with the diagonals being the lower hanging ones or the ones on the cardinal directions being the lower hanging ones. So on this block, we're going to go 1, 2, some temporary, 1 there, another temporary, and then this one goes back 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then this goes there. So if we look from the side, you get like this kind of droop and an arch. An arch kind of going up that way. And we do that on all the diagonals, so it's all the same. And then on the cardinal directions, we're going to go up 1 block and then do the same thing, but on this way. So it meets just a little higher up. I don't know why, but to me, it just kind of feels like the ones on the diagonals should kind of droop a little bit more. So that's generally what I've been doing. From there are some pretty interesting things that you can do. like, if I wanted to, I could give this entire top section just a slight tilt. And it's not terribly noticeable, but it's noticeable just enough, especially if you had just like a couple palm trees and not just like 11 or whatever the number is here. I'll show you one of the ones that I did that with, but for now, we're just going to do this. Finish off this last one here. All right. So then at this point, what I'm going to do is come onto this section here, and it connects to the sort of main tree here. So I'm going to skip a block and go here, come out 2 and then down 1, jump over to the side. Same thing, so this is where it connects, so I'm going to go down 1, and it's connected diagonally to this, and then come down there, and droops there. And I'm just going to follow this pattern all the way across. And we're done. I just have to remove the scaffolding and we're good to go. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is go ahead and bone meal this last one here. Any of the other ones? That one needs as well. And that one as well. Okay. We're good. We're golden. We just got to pick up our trash here. And we can call this good. So look at that. It's so good. Oh, man. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of jealous of Skye having this amazing view to look at, you know. That one is a little bit taller than the rest of them, but I think that's okay. So let me show you what I was talking about, where... Not this one. I think this one, maybe? This one for sure. Okay. So, for this tree, I decided that because of how leaning it is, I would do one side lower, so all of these are at the same level, and then on the other side, the side where it's sort of like leaning the most up, the leaves are up just slightly. Now, on that kind of a scale, I don't think it's noticeable because of the amount of palm trees that I've got. This one is a little more noticeable, which is intentional because it's also just higher up. But that is what we're looking at. Oh my gosh, it is so good. And I'm so incredibly proud of myself. Because I had a general idea of what I wanted to do. I made a single tree in a single player creative world, just like to test. And I was like, yep, that's good. I can now do that on camera. And I think you saw how that went. And look at me now. Oh my gosh. Now, the real treat is when I do this. I come over this way a little bit. And then I turn on the shaders. And then you're going to start getting the fireflies. Oh. If I hide behind this hill, I think I can go cheaty cam. Oh, man. Don't you just want to drink a pina colada? Lay on one of those hammocks? It's so good. I'm so happy with them. Oh. But, whoa, what was that? The Skye just freaked out there for a second. Anyway, I think that's going to have to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.